Hello everyone. I feel I have done plenty enough of videos of me verbally explaining how dynamic my disability, my FND is, but I'm going to try and give you a visual representation of what this actually looks like, or how it can look like. So warning, you will see seizures. I'm essentially going to try and show you video clips of me at every stage. So this is a video clip of me fully functioning. This is what I'm like when I'm well, and then I will try and show you what it can look like for me, at least an example of how my body can change once my FND is triggered from seizure point onwards in a time span of a day. So this is what I can look like when I go into one. So this is an example of how I can go flop, just like that. So this is what I call a flicker flops. You can't see my eyes, but they are flickering. And this is another example of how I can go flop or collapse. So as you can see, I'm completely fine. I'm listening to my friends chatter away, and then boom. And then because I don't have any postural support on the sofa, the next jolt made me fall sideways. And there I go. The next two video clips will be two examples of what I can look like during my seizures. So this was a typical non-epileptic tonic-clonic style seizure for me in my old manual wheelchair. This was at the hairdresser's, and as you can see by my hairdresser's face, we are very used to this. Now this is an example of how it can look like when I have a seizure in my bed, because you can't always see it when I seizure in my wheelchairs, but my body, like my core, likes to arch and turn almost into like a moon shape and turn side to side. Sometimes during long or bad seizures, I will have, I guess you could call them pauses, where my body just freezes in place for a little bit, and then it will just go boom and change position or start thrashing all over the place again. There I go. There's the arch shape that I was talking about. Sometimes I can get stuck there, and sometimes my back manages to fold forwards, bringing me out of that position. This is what my paralysis can look like. Very boring. And then this is an example of how I can look like post-seizure when I'm still struggling with stiffness and a bit of involuntary movements. This is me trying to speak, and as you can see, it is very difficult for me at that moment. And this is how I can look like when I am much further along the line to recovery. Like, I've regained my ability to stand and walk. Here I am practicing my stepping and my balancing because it's not easy for me. I did not have my speech back in that video, but when I go to bed in the evening, this is an example of how I can be like, but maybe sometimes with better speech or no speech, or better mobility or worse mobility. You never know what you're going to get with my body. This is how well I was able to walk in this video, by the way. I call it the penguin shuffle. And this is another example of how I can be post-seizure but nearing full recovery. So in this video, both of my hands have completely locked, but as you can see, the rest of my mobility is very good. So I just get on with things. I just adapt the ways I do things. Here you can see I'm playing with some sensory blocks, and the ridges that the sensory blocks have, because they're wooden, really helped me to grip them. And depending when it happens in the day as well, like a lot of the time I actually end up going to bed still in post-seizure and then waking up fully recovered the next day. That's more normal for me. So yeah, I hope that this visual representation helps those who are visual learners, rather than, because I do try to make content for different types of learners, because I know that everybody learns differently, and I can understand that you don't know me, you don't know my, like, the whole entirety of my life, and I only make videos when I am well, so it's understandable that when most of my videos are of me fully functioning, it can be hard for strangers to understand the extremity and how common it is for me to actually be unwell behind the scenes, behind the camera. So I hope this helps. Bye bye.